You are all you've got. Even if people tell you that they know how you feel, they can't truly know how you feel. You are the only one who knows how you feel, and you are the only one who can bring yourself out of that kind of situation.
Roll with Tia on YouTube.
Hello. If you are seeing me for the first time, my name is Samdia, and over here on this channel we talk all things related to self-development and mental health related issues. Okay, so today's topic is all about decluttering the mind, and I want to tackle 3 issues on decluttering your mind. This is the meaning of decluttering your mind, when you are supposed to declutter your mind, and the tips in decluttering your mind. So the first thing, decluttering your mind. I just want to use the analogy of a room. You have a room so congested, full of unuseful things that you don't use anymore. And there are things that you need to use that cannot enter the room because the room is congested with unuseful stuff. So you start taking away the unuseful stuff in order to bring in the useful stuff, things that you really use. That is all about decluttering the mind. So you take away unuseful things to bring in useful stuff. Okay, and then when you are supposed to declutter your mind. Decluttering your mind often comes in handy when you are so overwhelmed with stuff, when there's a lot going on in your life, and there are so many things that you think you are passionate about, or things that you are just doing, and you can't really focus on the most important things to you. Okay, so that is when decluttering your mind is necessary for you to be able to find a focus, clear perspective, and really becoming successful and doing the things that matter to you. Okay, so if you're overwhelmed with things and you can't seem to focus, it's time to declutter your mind. Okay, and to the main focus of today's video, how to declutter your mind. The first thing is to set your priorities straight. Stephen Covey says that before you start scrambling the ladder of success, you should be well aware that it's leaning against the right wall. So then, if your priorities are not set right and you are not in the right direction, you'll be scrambling on everything that you come across. That is not serving you in the long run. So you can do all the things, you can think you are making movements, you are doing a lot of stuff, but then you are not able to make any substantial impact in your life and the life of those around you. That is all that quote is trying to tell us. Sometimes you think you have the passion to do a lot of stuff. There are so many things that you can't do without. But then look within you and ask yourself, is that really what I'm aligned with? Will that serve me in the long run? Is that something I will be happy doing even when I'm old, or even when I'm not paid to do it? So that is what you should be asking yourself to be able to set your priorities right. Okay, Eat That Frog is a book by Brian Tracy, and there's one subtopic in the book about the rule of thirds. If you've not read that book, I'll advise you to go and read that book. You write down whatever you are doing, and then you tick 3 things from whatever you are doing that is most important to you, and that will serve you in the long run. Okay, so things that you are doing, just write it down and look within it to be able to get that 3 most important things to you, and then stick to those things so that you can let the others go. Maybe you want to still do those things, but then you're not giving it the same attention as you are giving the 3 most important things to you attention. Okay, that is what sets people apart. You see that someone is an average person, but then the person knows his or her priorities, and the person sticks to it, and the person makes sure that the priorities that he set for himself are important to him and he never neglects them. And you see another person, the person is very talented, the person thinks he or she can do a lot of stuff, and in the end the average person gets a lot done more than the person who thinks he or she is more talented and can do a lot of stuff. So then you have to just look around and see what aligns with you, what is most important to you. You are doing a lot of stuff, you think you are making a lot of movement, but then there's nothing to account for it. There's no results to show for whatever movements you are making. So you have to sit your ass down, and then look for the 3 things that is most important to you. Not to sound disrespectful, but then you have to really know what your priorities are in the long run. Okay, and the next tip to be able to declutter your mind is to journal. Journaling is very important, and I can't overemphasize the importance of journaling. To me personally, I can attest to it. I used to have a lot of emotional stress, emotional trauma, but then when I started journaling, I've been able to let go of most of all those emotional stress and trauma. Keeping a journal is a very good way to distill in your life what's important and what's not. It organizes your thoughts and gives you a linear direction for you to follow. When you write it down, it's not more in your mind, it's something that you can see, something that you can feel, and you are more attached to it than when it's in your mind. When it's just in your mind, it's more like an idea that you are associated with, but then there's no action to it. I write a lot. I write in exercise books, I write in diaries, I write in whatever I can find. I write in as far as I have a problem that I want to express myself about. And expressive writing, it leads to the elimination of negative intrusive thoughts when you are able to express yourself on paper. And I see writing to be the kind of best friend you can ever have, because you get to express yourself without the feeling of being judged. There's no one to judge you, but you get to express yourself and getting that kind of therapy from writing. Okay, so writing is the best way to declutter your mind. And the next tip in decluttering your mind is to learn to let go. Letting go can come in two forms. That is in forgiving yourself and letting the things you do go, and letting other people or things that you are attached to go. The first one, forgiving yourself. Sometimes we run back to whatever negative things that we do. Like you run back to it all the time, back and back. You tell yourself that I'll not do this thing again. But the next time you find yourself doing it, and all the time, like it comes to a time that you feel useless. If you've been in that space, you know what I'm talking about. You keep going back to your bad habits every time, and when that happens, you keep beating yourself down. You feel that you are not worthy of anything, you are good for nothing. And I know that feeling, like it's so detrimental to who you are as a person. And what I want to say is that sometimes you just have to give yourself grace. All human beings are fallible. We all make mistakes one way or the other, and the fact that you keep going back to it back and back doesn't mean you lack discipline. There are certain things that trigger those kind of behaviors, so maybe you just have to learn about those triggers and make sure that you don't find yourself around those triggers. And even if you still do those things, just look beyond that kind of bad habit that you are in and look for the good things in yourself. Start having positive talks about yourself. Start seeing the good in you. As you keep dumping your spirits all the time, you'll always be in that state. Okay, so you have to start seeing good things in yourself to be able to lift yourself up, because you are all you've got. Even if people tell you that they know how you feel, they can't truly know how you feel. You are the only one who knows how you feel, and you are the only one who can bring yourself out of that kind of situation. Okay, so there are some things that you don't need to hold on to for like so long. Okay, people, some attachments. Okay, shit happen in this world, and when they happen, there are two things involved. Either you have control over it or you don't. When you don't have control over it, you have to learn how to let go. I'm not saying it's easy or you should pretend it didn't happen. It happened, and there's no way around it. You have to walk through it, cry over it if you have, write about it, do whatever you have to do about it, but don't stay there for long, and don't cling on to that kind of memories or people. Okay, it will not take you anywhere. Take the lessons from the situation and let it go. You have to get space in your mind for you to be able to accommodate things that will make you successful, and that is all what we are about on this channel. Okay, I love you so much, and I don't want you to stay in whatever rut that you are in right now. Okay, so if you enjoyed this video or you got anything out of this video, make sure to smash the subscribe button, like and share. Okay, see you in my next video. Bye bye.